Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dear Me, I Love You. This is Shanice. Um, Dear Me, I Love You is a place where we journey through life on the path of love, loving God, loving others, loving God, loving ourselves, and loving others. Um, Today, we are going to talk about dreams. Um, Today is 1 October, and it's the 1 year anniversary of the Route 91 Harvest Fest shooting. And we honor those who lost their lives and those who were injured, the families of those that were affected, and the um, the people who helped, not just the medical personnel, the police officers, but the people who drove their own personal cars. Um, love wins, and it doesn't matter what the situation is. I think that love always prevails, and that was absolutely shown last year. This time, um, it was a beautiful sight, and I hope to see of um, more love being shown, not only in face when we face tragedy, but just every day. So that brings me to my God-sized dream. So I was reading this book, which is why I said God-sized dream, by Holly Girth. It's You're Meant for a God-sized Dream, and I see it as a way to write out your God-sized dream, because the way my brain works is it's better when I write things out. Um, I try to keep it all in here, and I'm getting older. I refuse to say that. So, but for me to like acknowledge that right now, it's a huge step. But I'm getting older, and I can't remember things as much as I used to. So, because I've got so much stuff in my brain, and I really need to get it out, but for whatever reason I won't. But this book forces me to do that, which is awesome, right? And it ties into, like, I had this dream as well. I'm halfway through the book, a little less than halfway through the book, and I'm really seeing, like, Shanice, you really need to get on the ball here, dude, because you're doing nothing, you know. And with it being 1 October, and just thinking about the fact that I have made plans to go down on the strip for the fest, and the year before I was Ubering at the by the fairgrounds, and you know, why wasn't I there last year? You know, because I was meant for something else. You know, my kids could be mourning my death right now, but they're not. So I have an opportunity to fulfill this dream of mine. Um, and it's so interesting because this morning I woke up after a dream that I had where I told my mom that I wanted to accomplish something. Um, I don't remember if I said it what it was in the dream. I don't think I did, but her response was no. Like, just go get a regular job, because right now I don't have a job. So she's like, just go get a regular job, pay your bills, take care of your kids. Don't worry about that. It's just a waste of time. And then I told my dad that I had a dream that I wanted to fulfill. And this is different because I don't really talk to my dad as much, and especially not about like things I want to accomplish, but normally just like catching up, how the kids, what's going on, whatever. So, and then I told him about my dream. He's like, "Oh yeah, I had a dream before, and yeah, that didn't work. So don't worry about yours either, because it's a waste of time." And like, no, I don't think that's. I woke up very frustrated. I literally was frustrated when I woke up. Like, why? Why do we see things that way? Um, we're meant for so much more, and if God gives you a vision, um, it's not gonna be like you are looking into the future and you see this grand vision. Or no, it's gonna be like an idea. Um, if He gives you an idea that is just so pressing, Write it out. Write it out and pray to God that He opens the door, the window, tears the roof off so that you can accomplish those things that He set forth for you. Just do it, because who knows when we're going to be taken from this earth. No man knows the day nor the hour. Not only when the Son of Man comes, but who knows? We don't know when it's our last moment. We don't know when um, we're going to be called home. And do we want to be like the third man in the story of the three? What is he? The king gave 3 talents or whatever. I'm not really good with like specifics, but I know it was 3 guys. They all had the same amount of, we'll say, money from this guy that was in charge of them, and 2 of them invested, and one of them buried it because he was afraid. Do we want to be that one to bury because we're afraid, or do we want to be the one of the 2 that invest? Like one of them invested, he was like, "We just gonna go all in." The other one's like, "Let's just take the easy route. We're gonna do it, but we're not gonna do it big." So, if you afraid, don't do it big. Just do a little bit. Like do a small test of, this dream, and see how that goes, and then like grow it, or just go all in. If you can, if you're feeling that confident, we should be confident in our dreams, because God gave them to us for a specific purpose. Um, and we have an obligation. I feel like we have an obligation to fulfill those dreams that God's given us, um, without fear. Um, why should we be afraid? He has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power and of a sound mind. And if we just remember that while we're accomplishing, going out and tackling those goals and tackling that, that abundant life that He's promised us, then things should go rather smoothly. I'm not going to say that there's not going to be opposition. There's going to be opposition after opposition after opposition. And I believe that's because the enemy does not want God's plan to be fulfilled. And he's going to do whatever he has to do to make sure that does not take place. But what we have to do is we have to remain firm in our belief that God is, He's the executive producer of this life, right? Crazy. But we have to, remain confident that He's the one who has set this into being, and that He's the one who gave us these hopes and dreams and aspirations, and that He's going to see us through to the end. So trust Him. Trust that, what He's given and trusted us with individually, is for His purpose. Now write it out, and surrender it to Him. Um, I feel like that is a wonderful thing to do. I write a lot of stuff, and I write it repeatedly, and I don't really know why, but I do. And I just meditate on it for a little bit, and sometimes I just like, you know what, here you go. I write down. I'm like, okay, God, this is all you, because I have no idea what I'm doing here, and that's what I'm doing. My God's eye stream. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but God, you do, and I surrender it all to you. Yeah, because it's not easy. It's not easy, um, going after something that's outside of the norm, um, because we're so used to the norm. That's why it's called the norm. Um, that and the norm is so easy. It's just like free flow. You just hop on the wave and ride it with everybody else. But Lord forbid you want to go against the wave. That's hard. Um, but if it's, I say anything worth having is worth working for. Um, I think some people say anything worth having is worth waiting for, but I say working for. You know, um, yeah, because nothing in life is easy, and if it is easy, it's probably not right. So work for your dream, write it out, surrender it to God, pray about it. Please, please, please don't neglect prayer about your dreams. If it's something that God wants you to do, ask Him to show you how to do it, you know, to be a light into your path, and He will. Um, Seek Him first in these things before we go out and try to do something astronomical. Seek Him, seek His word, seek His guidance, and be prepared for a massive takeoff. I am prepared for a massive takeoff. Um, it's not easy to be middle mid 30s, kids, bills, and I'm like the sole provider for my household, and not have a laid out plan to where I can see it. I have to see things happening before I believe that they're happening. So it's not easy, but I have to trust God. And I'm totally, totally trusting God right now to just do the God stuff. I tell my kids like a lot, like, dude, you do the kid stuff, let me do the mom stuff, okay? Because they're getting older, and of course they have their whole um, they want to be in charge or whatever, and that's typical. But sometimes, like, look, you do the kid stuff, let me do the mom stuff. I got this, and I have to do the child of God stuff and let him do the God stuff because he got this. So just remember that. Remember that we are not always in. We're not in charge. God is in charge. Trust that He has a plan for us. That He is going to accomplish what He has set out to accomplish, and He's going to use us the way that He set out to use us. We just have to be open to it. We have to be ready for it, and we cannot have this mentality of settling, and we cannot have the spirit of fear. So take that with you through your day. Happy Monday, and um, just remember that life is short. Um, Life is short, and we must really do what we can while we're on this earth. Make sure we leave a legacy. Just think about, like, what would people say about you once you're gone. Um, let's say that they could have accomplished so much more. They had so much potential, or OMG, they lived their life. You know. Until next time, remember, love God, love yourself, and love others in the way that He commands. And I'll see you sometime this week. Comment, like, and share this page, and see you soon.